Welcome to the talk. Today, we're going to be discussing Lawrence Hill's book, The Book of Negroes. It's about a girl named Aminata and her horrifying journey throughout slavery and just pretty much everything that happened to her. It's like a historical fiction, would you say?
Yeah, I agree.
It's all very real, like, it's real things that would have happened to a girl that is a made-up character.
Which makes it really difficult to read.
Yeah, it's
very
difficult to read
realistic.
because you know that these things
Actually happened.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Lawrence Hill is an award-winning Canadian novelist. He's the son of a social scientist and a public servant, Daniel G. Hill, and the social activist Don Hill, and the brother of singer-songwriter Dan Hill. They grew up in Don Mills neighborhood of Toronto, and he currently lives in Hamilton, Ontario, with his wife and 5 children. So, does anyone have like a favorite part of their book that they would like to? Favorite parts they read?
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of the book, and not that it was my favorite, but I found it the most intriguing. It was very difficult to read, but I enjoyed it. People were being put on platforms and judged as they were being sold to the white people as servants. I don't know. It was hard to read. It was difficult,
Yeah.
and some of them not knowing what was going on and being on the ship for so long. You know.
I agree. And like, I knew about that slavery happened before I read this book, but like now that I read this book, I never really thought about that. Like how
Yeah,
like
the details they added.
psychologically abusive that would be.
Yeah.
You know?
To be on the ship for so long, and now you're placed in front of these angry men without clothes, and then
White
Yeah.
men too.
yeah,
People who they
you haven't
never
seen
before.
you haven't seen a white man before.
Yeah, and being in such a vulnerable state, it was hard for them.
Yep, and shameful. Like,
Yeah.
you'd probably be scared.
Yeah, I have a little quote here from page 116. Fanta seemed to be begging them to kill her. Would you fight back in that situation?
So Fanta was arguing with the men, like,
Yeah, she was pushing them away. They were touching her. They were showing her off.
I like how she did that. I respect her,
Yeah, I
Brave.
like that.
her being brave, but personally, I would be just so scared that I
Yeah.
would not. I would probably just be doing my own thing, going along with it. But
I do what I
respect
would to protect myself. I
for
would.
her courage.
It definitely shows her character, but I mean, you really don't know how you would react until you're in that situation.
Exactly. It's
So
so
it-
hard to put
it's
ourselves
a
in
hard
their
question to
shoes.
answer.
Yeah, and she keeps her character throughout the book. She's
Yeah.
she keeps it up.
She's always
she
steady.
fights
She's
back.
very steady. She's very like empowered.
Yep.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to stay in there and let them like judge me and like yell out prices for me and stuff.
And you
talking
know,
about
you might not know. Like you might never know what you do in that situation.
Hopefully, you'll never know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
A thing that really stuck with me when I was reading it was there's a quote on page 123 and it's they sang a low song in union as they worked. Why do you guys think they sang while they were working?
I think that they sang while they were working because they were trying to maybe lighten the mood of how bad things were, and that's all they really have left. They would have all known the same almost songs from Africa that they would have brought with them. Maybe just like a memory of.
Yeah, and that could have been a way of like knowing like these people are going through the same thing.
Yep.
And it's kind of it brings them together almost. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I liked that part of the book.
Yeah, I feel as though the slave owners or whoever owns you, they take everything, but they can't really take your voice.
That's
You know what I
what
mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think this is a way of really staying true. to
They can't
yourself.
take
It's
your
something they still
history.
have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's part of their history, and that's
Yeah.
part of where they come from,
absolutely.
and they'll always have that.
All right, one of my favorite quotes here was, "Even in my illness, I did not want her to mother me." And this, we were talking about Fanta in this situation, so the woman who fought back,
Yep.
and Aminata was just a little girl here. And would you want a Fanta to support you and help you and like try and take care of you, or would you not want to be a part of her? You know what I mean?
I feel like if I was a little girl, like 11 years old,
I would meet her.
I would like whether I wanted it or not, I would still
You need
And
some-
being so confused and not really knowing what's going on.
and vulnerable too.
Yeah, you kind of need that mother figure to.
But looking back, you can also think like she was so empowered and she was always fighting back that the men seen her as a threat, and if you
Yeah.
are with her, they might see you as a threat too, so they might treat you differently.
Yep.
So that could be very dangerous.
Yeah.
So it could go either way with me.
There was a part that I read, and it was kind of hard because was when Appleby took all of Amanada's like fancy clothes and headscarves and everything and threw them into the fire, and then he began to like humiliate her in front of like all the other slaves and started like to shave her hair and everything. And then he said, "You don't own that baby any more than you own the wool on your head. They both belong to me." Like,
Yeah, so he's saying that, was he upset because she was pregnant with another man's child?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he wanted Amanada to want him.
he almost like loved Amanada in a way, like obsessed with her almost.
Yeah, that was a good way of
Thought,
putting it.
thought
Yeah.
that she was special just because of how.
Her beauty.
Yeah.
And he was almost
Her
shocked that
intelligence.
like she wouldn't love him back, like as if she would love him.
Yeah.
So also, there's a connection to 12 Years a Slave when it was Patsy and was it Mr. Ford?
Mr.
Like he
Ford.
was very
Mr.
obsessed.
Epps.
Like he loved Mr.
Mr.
Epps.
Epps.
He really was obsessed with her. He loved her.
Yeah.
And
So it
I-
seems that
that's a
that must have
connection that
happened
I
a lot
found.
between slave owners and slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And being
seem
a
to have their
female
eye on-
slave, it's
Mhm.
it's another
Sorry.
worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, being
There's just
female.
more to lose.
Yeah,
So
there's more to
would
lose.
you guys rather be a male slave or a female slave?
A male
Male.
slave.
Me too.
Also, not being sexist, but you can almost fight back. Like if you were a strong man,
Yeah.
you kind of have.
Yes, a lot of the slave owners, they're big,
Yeah.
240-pound men, and being a small.
Well, these slaves, if you're doing 14 hours of physical labor every day, you're gonna gain some muscle.
Yeah.
But if you're a man, you're doing 14 hours of physical labor every day. So you can either, I mean, not that the female didn't do physical labor, but like they would probably do less of it or it wouldn't be as hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, would you rather have 14 hours physical labor every day but be safe from what you can lose, or
Plus
be
with
female
a
and
woman,
have the chance?
You
of
could be
losing?
fragile because you're pregnant or you're.
But I feel like it's also stereotypes that like that you are fragile. Like they see you as like little and weak and like that you
I
can't
feel
fight
like
back.
If
so
you're a
they're targeted.
slave, you're strong.
You know,
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
no denying that.
female slave too.
Yeah.
You're strong in many ways, but physically,
Maybe not.
maybe not
It was
as
just
strong.
so degrading how he told her like the hair on your head doesn't even belong on you, like to you. Like I own everything that you are. So that was
and
all
and
scary.
the idea of like that being your child, like
He's saying
like
you
that's
don't even
that's
own
going to
them.
be the most important thing to her. She's going to do anything to protect the baby.
So she now knows. Like she definitely was thinking, like, what kind of life is my child going to have if he's saying that I don't even.
Yeah.
She has no control.
That'd be so scary.
It's a very difficult book to read. Yes. It really makes you think about what you would do in that situation.
Yeah.
What was one scene in the book that, like, really stuck with you? What was something in the book that really?
In my chapter, this was when Amanada was walking and she was chained up to the other slaves. And they were kind of saying how they couldn't control like their bowel movements, so somebody in front of them would just like go whenever they had to, and they'd just have to walk through it, and like just kind of the stuff that they went through.
Yeah, I'm thinking like
Little things you don't think.
today,
Yeah.
that's nothing. That's something you don't think about. It's something you don't worry about.
You'll never have to. Yeah, you'll never have to worry about stuff.
Exactly. But for these people, it was reality, and it's just something.
Plus,
that
being that person
happened.
that has to use the bathroom, you would probably avoid doing that for so many hours at a time to try to not put other people
Yeah.
through.
It's probably
Yeah.
humiliating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
definitely
being a young
embarrassing.
woman, like in her situation, like you know, like becoming a woman, like I can't imagine,
No.
like what's going through her head. And again, like not having that mother figure with her.
Or any like parental figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone. She didn't have anyone but Shakira, and he wasn't. He couldn't really do much for her. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Certainly hard.
Yeah.
So why do you think Amanada still had hope? Because there's a quote on page 109 that says, "They could put enough men together to overwhelm the captors with fire sticks, trace my steps, and come back and save me." So what made you guys think that she was still hopeful?
She's just so naive because she's so little that she thinks that there's going to be a way that she can be saved. But
Yeah, she keeps saying she's gonna come home. She's gonna cross the big river.
and
Yeah.
everyone is saying like, everyone's kind of telling her that that's not going to be
Yeah.
true.
She
If you were an adult, you would be thinking, I'm never getting back
I'm
here.
done.
I've lost everything. It's
Yeah.
over.
And they realize what's going on. They're saying, "Oh, I don't want this life, so I'm gonna fight back and I'm gonna try. And if I don't get what I want, then I'm gonna
Die.
die. I'd rather die than live what's Comment.
And maybe that actually helped her that she was so young because she's so naive.
Yeah.
Like she's so determined to get back.
That
She
might have
thinks
been
that
like
it's an
her
opportunity.
fire. That might have been what kept her going.
Your drive, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's always when you're in that position, there has to be something that keeps you going.
And in
Whether
her
it's
case,
home or
you know,
family or just
and she kept her religion for some, and then you know that became difficult to practice. So
It's
that
almost
that
like
kept
a-
her going. It was like the fact that she might come home was her new hope and faith. Like that's
Yeah.
It's almost like the main character in 12 Years a Slave. He is almost kept. He keeps going by thinking that he's a free man and that he's gonna get back to see his wife and children, and he does. Like Amanada
Yeah,
gets back to Africa.
and he has faith in like the people from home. He has faith in like the white men, saying these men are they know what's right and they know. Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to my children type thing.
Yeah.
lots of connections.
Yeah.
Should we break for a commercial?
Yeah. Sounds good. We'll be right back. I don't know how to stop it.
Good.
You hit the start stop button.
I don't know where that is.
I wanted to take a drink during it, but I
No.
Okay, let's watch it.